Okay, let's get these last three done, and then you can be off to completing your assignment. Okay, so first of all, I looked at this and I say, okay, I've got A, I've got B, I've got X, and I've got three variables, and just makes my head hurt. So I'm looking at these and trying to find the easiest way to see. So I noticed that I have these errors. So I've got parallel lines, and I also have some alternate interior. I've got some same side interior. And so I see first, these are the same side interior. If I look at this, these are the inside, same side of the transversal. We can consider this a transversal if we would just kind of dot that line out. And so we have supplementary. So I know that 120 plus x is equal to 180. That's my first step. So the next thing is I'm going to do the same thing here. So I know this, I've just substituted that in there, so I know this is 60 now. And so I know 3a plus 40 plus x, or 60, is equal to 180. And so I'm going to combine like terms. So I have 3a plus 100 is equal to 180. Subtract the 100, and I have 3a is equal to 180. Sorry about that, 80. And divide by 3, and a is going to give me 26 and 2/3. Keep your fractions, they're nice. So I'm going to take this thing up here, and I'm going to take my fraction thing, and I'm going to set that in there, and I'm going to multiply 3 times 26, then I'm going to multiply 3 times 2/3. 3 times 2/3 is 6/3, which is just 2, and if you'd have changed that to repeating decimal, you'd regretted it. And then add 40, and I get this piece is 120. Okay, so for the third one, because I got to find B. I've got A, got X, now I've got to find B. Okay, I can do several things. This is alternate interior angles, because they will be inside these parallel lines. We just switch transversals. Or I could do that 3a plus 40 plus 3b minus 70 is equal to 180. And that's what I'm going to do. So I know that this left side angle is 120 plus 3b minus 70 is equal to 180. I'm going to combine like terms. So I have 120 minus 70. I meant to do that. 120 minus 70. So I have 3b plus 50 is equal to 180. Subtract 50. So we have 3b is equal to 130. Divide, and b is equal to 43 1/3. We found out a minute ago we want to keep that fraction because it's nice. So we have 3 times 43 1/3 minus 70. So when I multiply 3 times 43, I get 129. 3/3 is 1. So I have 130 minus 70, which I get 60, which is right down here. And these two angles right here are alternate interior angles. And so we've got another justification there. Okay, so now it says find J and K and explain your reasoning. First thing I'm going to do is I want to target this angle right here. I know these two are a linear pair, so 180 minus 102 gives me 78. And I know this thing is not nice and pretty like the other one, because 110 and 78 doesn't give me nice and pretty. But I also know that I could put a diagonal here, and so I end up with two triangles, and so I have a total of two 180s for angle measurements in there. So I know this thing, this shape, trapezoid, has a measure of 360 degrees in it. So if I extend this parallel line and I extend this transversal, then maybe I can find some different things. So looking at it this way, see my parallel lines, see my transversal, and this angle are alternate interior. So I have my alternate interior angles. And I know alternate interior angles are congruent. So if the angles are congruent, their measures are equal. So I have 2K is equal to 102, divide by 2, and K is going to give me 51. So if I substitute that back in, it's going to give me 102 degrees there, right there. Okay, so now if I'm looking at this and I see same side interior, I know that 5J plus 2K is equal to 180. So I have 5J plus 2K is equal to 102, and that equals 180. And so I can find K this way. So I can subtract, and I get 5J is equal to 180 minus 102. And I get 78. Or, you know, there's another way that we could do this a little easier. Let's try that so we don't have another fraction to work with. Remember what I just said about triangles? I have triangle 1 and triangle 2, that I know that this plus this one plus this side is all equal to 360. Let's do that. So let's write 5J plus 2K, and I'm going to substitute in a minute, plus 78 plus 110 is equal to 360 degrees. So I know that we don't know J, but 2K is 102 plus 78 plus 110 is equal to 360. Combine like terms, and we get 5J plus 290 is equal to 360. Subtract our 290, 5J is equal to 70, and divide by 5, J is equal to 14, and then we can substitute that back in there, and 5 times 14 is going to give me 70. So we can add up all of those, that's 70, 102, 110, and 78, and get our 360 and verify it there. Okay, last one. Find the values of C and D. Explain your reasoning. Okay, I've got a C here, and I've got a C here. Also have parallel lines. I'm going to extend out this little guy, and I'm going to call it T because it's our transversal. And so these are alternate interior angles, and they are congruent. So if the angles are congruent, then the measures are equal. And we're just going to solve for C. So we're going to subtract C from each side. So I have C minus 15 is equal to 55. Now I'm going to add 15. So C is going to equal 70. Okay, we're going to do the same thing for the D's. We're going to have 60 is equal to 2D, divide by 2, and D is equal to 30. And so we can do both of those because they're both sets of alternate interior angles, and alternate interior angles are congruent, and we get that. So we can substitute the measures back in C. So we have 70 plus 55. And that one would be 135. And then here we have, 70 and 55. I got to check myself. 125. Didn't think that sounded right. And then we have 2 times 70, which is 140 minus 15, which equals 125. And then we have 2 times D, which is 30, that's equal to 60 degrees. And then I have all of the angles that are matching up. Hope y'all have a wonderful day.